Okay, we've heard from Josephine. She asked a bunch of questions, and Onggy gave us a bunch of insights into what he's been doing. It's been very, very interesting. And I got a question for you. You ready to dig a little deeper?
Okay, welcome.
Okay, my question is, I just recently came back from a boot camp, and it was one of the most life transformational experiences I've ever witnessed. And I've got over 40 years of personal development experience. On an individual basis, the people transformations I witnessed were just astounding. How in the world did you come up with this idea of this program?
Okay, if you ask me, actually, at the very beginning, I also wonder how people can experience this kind of personal change, totally life-changing for them. And because according to me, my original planning for the first boot camp only to build the leadership, a group of my network, to train up the leadership and teamwork and something like that. But the end of the training, after the training, and people go back home, they're life changing. People stop smoking, people stop drugs and alcohol, and the rest of the negative issues that happen to in their life. And I think then I do believe this is not only because of my performance, it's more to the work hands and the teamwork and the energy of the teamwork affect the result. This is what I believe so.
Yeah, well, I've heard that teamwork makes the dream work, and your crew was astounding at the way they helped facilitate the development and the breakthroughs that I saw at boot camp. So Onggy, at the boot camp that I went to, I heard that people came from like 70 countries so far to this event, this amazing event. How did that growth take place?
As I say in the very beginning, we are starting with a very humble beginning. It's 5 cities. Because of the result, I believe the result people life changing. From there, people, after when they leave the boot camp, they talk to the family, talk to the friends slowly. People come from Indonesia, the rest of the Indonesia like Papua, Aceh, and the rest of Indonesia one by one. Then because of again the result is life changing. North to north, slowly they move to the next country like Malaysia, Singapore, and the rest of Asia. And because of this movement, actually it's the connecting to the first movement, as I shared with Josephine, and people talk one by one, and slowly they go to US, Australia, Europe, country in Africa. Yeah, even in Pacific, like Solomon Island, people come from Solomon Island, Fiji Island, and the rest. Yeah.
Well, and that makes perfect sense to me, because having had this amazing experience, I'm very eager to share with others that I know that are looking for personal and professional development. And so I do that. I recommend they attend boot camp, because it is far and away one of the most amazing experiences I had in a 3-day weekend. So congratulations on making that thing happen like that.
Thank you. I'm happy to serve. Actually, for me, boot camp is it's not a training. I think boot camp to serve people, because today a lot of life, so many miserable life. Sometimes people think their life is okay already. What I heard is sometimes people invite people and say, "Oh, I don't need to come to boot camp. My life is okay." Actually, so many hidden burden that actually keep on the subconscious mind. That I believe in boot camp we have the what they call the system, like in computer, it's not delete the file, but more to the adjusting.
So Onggy, I've been to all these boot camps and personal development trainings over the past 40 years, and I saw a lot of different things, but nothing is quite as powerful as what I experienced with you and your team. And one thing that stood out for me was how well you and your team connect, and how passionate you are, how much energy you bring to the process to help the participants have a stellar experience. And how did you develop that, and how does it relate to what you're doing in the future?
Yeah, I do believe why the crew serve so passionately including me, why I serve so passionately, because I believe that bootcamp is not about training. It's not about the leadership training, it's not about the people skills training. It's more to it's life changing. That's why I put my heart 100%. I always say to the crew also, if you want to become a crew, you should put your heart 100% in this 3 days training. So because they have this kind of experience, life changing, they want to serve, they want to pay back something like that to contribute to the participant. That's why they serve from the heart. I believe when they serve from the heart, it creates a very good energy inside the room from the first day, second day, and third day. Because of the energy, people use less the logic part. Because the logic part will bring you to the level that you stuck because of your logic. Once you use your heart, a lot of burden will go up, will throw away, then you feel good. Then you feel like lighter, so you can achieve the higher level.
Yeah, it definitely is a release of pent up energy that was blocked.
Totally.
It comes out, and you see it's so visible and it's so transformational.
Sure, because you know why? If using logic to serve, people cannot transfer the real what happened. I mean, as you say, all the bad energy go off. It's not that easy. It's the use of logic. If you use how to serve that, then automatically something, all the burden will throw away. This bootcamp is, if we can say, also another kind of contribution to the society, to the world, because especially me, I'm so happy. I can see people change before and after. And even after bootcamp, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, they remain the energy so high. For me, it's really fantastic because normally people come to the motivational training, they can only survive maybe only 1 week, 1 month, then they go back to the normal. But since this kind of bootcamp, they are not come with, they come with the heart, the head and heart, of course, combination. But most of the people, when they come to the training or seminar, they just only using the head. In bootcamp, we combine it. So the result, of course, is totally different.
Yeah. So there's an incredible power that comes to the individual when they get out of bootcamp. They're so inspired to value their lives.
True. As our tagline in our bootcamp is called value your life. Only when you value your life, once you can value your life, you can add value to other people. If not, if you cannot value your life, how can you add value to other people? How can you contribute to other people? The only thing that we can contribute if we value our life first. Yeah, it's a philosophy behind that.
So Dr. Josephine and I had a wonderful time interviewing Onggy. We learned so much about, dug deeper, learned about this boot camp process and what that was all about. But for me, the biggest transformation came when I recognized I was in a place with all these different age groups, these different ethnicities, these different cultures, these different religions. And instead of focusing on what the differences were, we started focusing on what we had in common. What we had in common was our heart. And we had love in our hearts, and we had the foundations and the beginnings of creating world peace. Is that part of your vision?
Yeah, as you said in the process of bootcamp, it's true. We don't focus is the differences of our religion and skin of color and the background. It's not important because the basic is we can love each other. And you can imagine if the world, everybody focus love each other, do you think the world peace will come?
Well, I think that by connecting our heart energy, we're going a lot more closer to the possibility of creating world peace, even in these turbulent times. And I think you're spot on with this in this question. And I think we're more than just a few people doing this. I think we're a movement, and we're actually world changers.
Yeah, that's why my passion today, one of my mission also, that's why we are doing so passionately. Hopefully one day, more people can understand this movement, so we bring peace to the world. I want to empower people all over the world to reach their full potential so they can achieve their dream. I want to bring happiness, harmony, freedom, and peace. Come, join us. Together, we can make heaven on earth. Thank you.